Hi, I'm Tokio Myers, and the record that changed my life is Justice the Cross. This record literally hit me like a truck smashed into me. The year was 2007. 2007, I would have just been in my late teens, 2007. And I remember picking this up for the very first time at a record store down in Carnaby Street, record store that a lot of people in London will know, called Deal Real Records. It was the place to be back then. It was where all the open mic events happened. It was the place that got all the limited edition, first cut tunes, as soon as it was released. Every week I'd go there collecting records and vinyls, and I remember this came on for the first time in the shop, and it caught my attention straight away. Never had anything like it before. Harsh, brash, heavy, intense, classical, rock, heavy metal. And I was like, yo, what is this record? And it sounded like everybody was clocking onto this LP, this record at the time. Everybody knew about it. This record, brings back a lot of memories for me of the time where I would, have my massive, huge fro, baggy jeans. I was super skinny, skater kid, just that kind of hippie free kid, man. Yeah. The production was what caught my attention. Is production that changed my life. Is that was what got me into producing. I was producing already, but my sounds were kind of like out the box kind of sounds that you get in Logic. You know what I mean? I never experimented with sounds. It was like, these are the sounds you get, and I'm going to use these sounds and not tweak them at all. This record made me go, right, let's get creative. Let's use some distortion. Let's play with reverb. Let's actually sample stuff, and let's actually sample myself using the audio and chop myself up and do all that kind of stuff. So that made me get more creative and made me see music in a whole new light. I was a massive fan, actually, of Waters of Nazareth. I love the toms. I remember that. The toms just hit me, man, at the start of this track. And it was relentless. It was a relentless track. What I love about this record is the seamlessness. Like, obviously it's a record that you can play from start to finish. There isn't any breaks. Every track goes from one to the next. And I love the use of the orchestral sounds throughout, the brass, the strings, but then tied in with that sort of slap bass sound, and then all of the heavy distortion in the guitars and the chops and the samples and no one had done anything like that. And then those vocals were just so cool. They were like some LA, like you can just imagine yourself with a drop top, just cruising down the highway, and this album playing in the background. The whole album, man, New Jack. Just New Jack. It was almost like New Jack Swing, New Jack City. It had that kind of swing to it. It's the perfect title. Phantom 2. That became the anthem of the album. You hear the da-na, da-na, da-na-na-na, da-da-da-da-da, da-na-na-na, da, bum, bum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-na, da. Insane. Again, the sounds, we hadn't heard sounds like that. Let There Be Light, those hi-hats that come in. Oh, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. And 1 Minute to Midnight is a great track to end on, as it kind of just is a down-tempo track, and you just felt like it's like the come down from a really good drug. Obviously, D.A.N.C.E, Dance, Anthem. Everybody bumped that tune in the clubs. Amazing. I personally can hear the Michael Jackson influence because obviously it's called D.A.N.C.E. Michael Jackson is known for his dancing, that's what he gets people to do. And I guess just that, it makes you want to pop those moves. It makes you want to break into those MJ moves, you know. Has the sound from that era. Something golden about it, has a very golden feel when I listen to D.A.N.C.E. Takes me back to the 80s era. You can see magic and lights and sparks, like it's got that feel to it. Look, it says justice on the back, and it's got actually an image of a cross. The front just has a cross. I mean, you know, take that as you want. Like, you know, most albums have some kind of like a title, right? They just put an image of a cross and that's it. I love that it's kind of got that, the angle, position of it. It's almost like it's floating through space. It's got that kind of Star Wars-y kind of feel in it, like the start of the films, start of the movies. And this whole thing is very cinematic. So it's great, I love that. And it's a statement, the cross. No one used, you know, that I know of that generation, of that era, used a cross. Like, think of all the people that you're gonna upset in using that as your brand, especially for that brand. They're not doing gospel music. This isn't church, this is not a church record. This is an album to get, you know, get down to. Yeah, I don't know if opera disco doesn't quite resonate for me. I mean, you know, I think, you know, they're a French duo and disco has a completely different meaning to how we perceive it to be. So maybe for them, disco is, you know, it's got a classic feel. It's got a very classic feel to it. So I get it, but I would say it is more Hans Zimmer meets Rage Against the Machines. It's more that. That's what it means to me. More cinematic and heavy metal. They're a DJ duo, but they came across as being a heavy metal band. Look, I'm doing this. It made me want to do this. You know what I mean? Stress is another great one as well. Stress is a really good track, and the video for that is awesome as well. This track here, I mean, the title, Stress, makes you want to smash it up. Literally, that's a beast of a track. Those hits, they're the bits where it's like you need. Dude, honestly, I need to listen to this again. This album is nuts, dude. You know, these guys have literally opened up the ways for just about every EDM artist, musician out there. You know, for years, no one could copy this sound. I remember that. No one could touch it. Then all of a sudden, people started to figure it out, and then, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, you had a whole wave of people making this sort of music. So, you know, they're 11 years old. They can still do a festival and still play this stuff, and people still respect them. You know, no one looks at that as 11-year-old records that is, you know, it's had its time. They've made their mark in EDM history. This record will be known forever.